In today's video, we're going to talk about the right arm and what it does to help you either make your backswing short or what it can do to help you increase your backswing, which will also increase your power and basically make the swing a little simpler if you know how to use your right arm in the backswing. If you're brand new to our channel, make sure you subscribe. In this new year, 2023, we're going to start posting on Tuesdays and Fridays as often as we can. And then I'm going to do something a little different. On Thursdays, I'm going to start posting basically my journey on trying to qualify for the US Open this year. So I'm going to take you through kind of how I practice that week, if I practice that week, and kind of give you a little bit rundown on, is it possible? Can you do it? I've tried out in the past. I've gotten close, but not close enough. So this year, this is going to kind of drive me to make sure that I do practice, because I'm going to start posting about that. I'm going to start playing in some local tournaments around here to get ready for that too, because in case you are wondering, you have to get tournament ready in order to be tournament ready. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk about the right arm and how it moves in the backswing to get us a little bit bigger turn, maybe a little more power along with it. So the right arm in the backswing, you might feel that you're a little bit restricted when you turn in your backswing. A lot of times, a lot of people have thoracic spine problems, which is basically right here, and they just don't turn very well. But I think you can turn a lot better than what you expect based on what you do with your right arm as you take the club away. So that's what we're going to start off with. Our first thing we're going to explore today. So a lot of people struggle with getting a big turn in their backswing. They might have bad posture, they might have a tight thoracic spine. You can kind of make your way around that if you work on what your right arm does in your backswing. The fault that we come across a lot is that the first move is to let the arm bend, because they're trying to go bigger to the top, and it ends up becoming a lot of lift because there's no turn, which means there's no depth in the swing, which means we have a lot of over the top slice moves, and we see a lot of that out there on the golf course. You might be somebody who struggles with that. So one thing I want you to think about, when we putt, we tend to keep the same form. We don't like to see the arms move. We don't see like the wrists move. All right. As you take the club back with your right arm, I want you to feel like you're keeping the same form. So if your arm's going to bend this much, it's got to stay the same way. If it's going to stay straighter, it's got to stay the same way. Something that you can think about is if I just pull my right arm backwards and I keep my right arm straight, you can see that the shoulder starts to move behind me. Now if I let that bend and I push it backwards, the right shoulder doesn't move a whole lot. So that's why you've got to concentrate on keeping that form as you take it back. So I let my arm bend a little bit, but then it maintains there. So as it bends, right, it's not going to bend anymore. It's just going to then basically work as something that helps me get that right shoulder behind me, helps me turn a little bit more. I also want you to think about when you take the club back that you're taking it back with your right side. So when you take it back, I want you to feel like that right side is what's pulling it back. That'll help you turn more on plane, help you get the club to the right position. All right. Think about kind of shaking somebody's hand there. That right arm moves behind you, and then you get to the top, you'll have a deeper hand. And we don't want this to bend a lot, because usually if it bends, it ends up being a throw, and you don't want to be a person who throws it from on top. So really I want you to focus on keeping that form with that right arm. Don't let it bend more than basically what it gets to here, so no more. Don't let it really collapse on you. You can almost feel like there's a softball underneath your right arm, or something that helps you keep a little bit of space from your body. And then you take it back, keep that same form. When you get here, if you look in the mirror or in the video, you can see a lot of professional golfers, they tend to have their right arm still on top of their left. If you've bent it too much, you're going to see it start to peek out from below. All right, so if you want to get that big turn, take it there. And even if you just get it to here, right, but your shoulders almost get to 90%, you don't have to take it further back. You've created a lot of power. I mean, we see pros who get like 110, maybe. Oh, that might be stretching it a little bit, all right? But for us, the amateur golfers out there, our goal is just to get it to 90 with our shoulders. And if you keep that frame with that right arm, that's going to help you get to that point. All right, so the next time you got to the course, just focus on the right side in the takeaway. Focus on keeping the same angles in your right arm, help you get that bigger shoulder turn, create a little bit more power. Make your swing a lot simpler, because the more arms we have, the less power we have, the more we tend to use our hands, and the harder golf becomes. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you back here on Friday.